today I'm just going to do a monthly wrap up, kind of just a podcast style chit chat about the last month. I plan on doing this every month, but I don't plan on doing it as my normal weekly post. So I'm probably going to end up adding it on the last Wednesday of the month as a bonus post, if you will. So look forward for that, but I'm trying to kind of ease myself back in this month, so I thought that I would just do it for my end of the month post. So first I'm going to just talk about what I've been working on this month. I did have one finished object, kind of. It's the first in a pair of socks, so I don't know if it would be, it's not a finished project, but it's a finished object. So that is this sock. I believe it is the little cable knee-high pattern from Purl Bee, or Purl Soho. And it's got this little cable running up the side here, or up the back. And I have been knitting on this sock for about, I think I said that it was about 2 or 3 years that I started it, and it's the first sock that I ever cast on out of this really pretty Purl Bee yarn. I don't remember the colorway, but I was super excited for it. They look super cute in the pattern pictures, and they took me forever. Obviously I didn't work on them continuously that whole time, but this got put down and put away for quite a while, quite a few different times, because I don't know if you can imagine, all of this leg knitting took a while. That's a lot of knitting. I think, yeah, I don't want to say how many rounds it was, but it was a lot. But I was like, I want to finish this, I want to cast it off, I want to move on, I want to have a pair of socks done. And I finished it, and I did it in the size for my foot, but my calf and my foot are apparently not the same size, because let me tell you, this was not made for my kind of calves. Being the first sock that I've ever knit, I don't know how much I need to increase for my calves, or for my legs, or any of that. I don't know my stitch formula for standard cast on stitches. Everybody is, oh, I'm a 64 stitch sock and I'm this, and I don't know any of that yet. I'm still working on it. So I went with what the pattern told me, and the pattern didn't lie, it just wasn't made for me. So these are supposed to come up and have this cute little cuff up at the top, and they barely fit the bottom of my knee as is. And I mean, this is pretty stretchy. This is a pretty stretchy fabric. This is a little less. And apparently my calves are bigger than this. So I cast this off pretty soon after the month started, and now I'm deciding if I'm gonna do a second or not. I don't think I'll end up frogging this one, just because I put so much into it. I don't know. Maybe I'll take another 3 years to knit another one and gift them to somebody with stick legs. But that's not me. So that's my one and only finished object. A little lackluster, but I'm still proud that I finished it, that I knit it, that I made it through. Socks were a big intimidation for me when I hadn't done any of them. Turning the heel really intimidated me. This was just a pretty simple, like, short row heel, and then pick up along the side. I don't know if you can, there we go. So, I mean, it really wasn't bad. I just went line by line, did what it said, turned out fine, no big deal. Just didn't fit. So what can you do? You make and you learn. Moving on though, I have been working on my Baubles Shawl by Andrea Mowry. I'm still making progress. I'm getting a lot closer to the end, so I'm getting a lot more excited and motivated again. For a while there, I mean, I love this shawl and it's fun and I love the yarn I'm knitting it with, but for a while there in that second stripe section, I just got a little bit, let's get on with it. But I'm past the stripes now. I'm back into the brioche area. These nice brioche stripes. And I believe I'm at the swap, so I should be reversing them in my next row. Let's see if I can stretch this out a little bit better. So I love this yarn. This really pretty blue and then this speckled kind of off-white. I love the colors in that. And then my second color is this really pretty purple. It doesn't quite show well on this, but super, super pretty. And I love the way that it looks together. And then of course I switch back to this purple at the end for the Baubles brioche section. So I'm super excited to get to that. And I love all this speckle in this lace area. Isn't that so pretty? So this yarn is a kit that I got from, I can't remember who I bought it through, which shop, but two shops did a kit collaboration, and they are Old Soul Fiber Co. and Yarn Experiments. And this is my first time buying from either, and I'm loving the yarn. Super pretty colors, super soft, squishy, easy to work with. Nothing to complain about. So making progress on that. I'm trying to think of where I started this month. I think I was about halfway through the stripes. So I'm making some progress. I was definitely below this little progress marker. So getting there. Hoping to finish this up in February. They did a knit along shortly after she released it. I think that was last summer. So as usual, I'm at least 6 months behind the curve, but what can you do? I don't know. Just keep knitting, I guess. And then the one more knitting project I've been working on this month is my Hermiones Everyday Sock. This is my first one. And I'm knitting it in Nomadic Yarns, and the colorway is Serious. This purple's not really showing up well, but it's super, super pretty. There we go. So this is only the second yarn or sock pattern that I've ever knit, and I just got to the heel flap. I'm about 5 rows into the heel flap. And I love the texture on the sock, and I wasn't sure how long to knit my cuff, because when I wear non-knitted socks, I either wear a shorty or a knee-high. I don't know that I'll ever be knitting myself knee-highs again, but, so I think I only knit like a 7 repeat cuff, and I don't remember. No, I knit the cuff as long as I was supposed to, but then this section, you could decide how tall you wanted it before you hit the heel and you hit the foot section. And that, I think I only did 7 repeats, and it suggested like 16 or however many you wanted. So, I don't know. It might be an awkward length. We'll see. We'll figure it out. But I just hit the heel flap, and I'm enjoying the pattern, but it's a little confusing, and I don't know if that's me and my lack of sock knitting experience, or if it's just the way that the pattern's written. I tried to find some help online, just looking at forums and stuff, seeing if anybody else was having similar issues, and it seemed like I wasn't the only one that was running into stuff, but I don't know. I think you'll probably find a split audience on most things like that. Some people will be like, of course this makes sense. What are you crazy? And then other people are gonna be like, I don't even know what this says. This is another language. I don't know what's happening. So, but I am enjoying it. I'm super excited to get this heel turned and see. It seems this one is a top down, and that other one that I did was a toe up, which I really enjoyed the toe up, until of course I hit the mile long leg section. But so I'm interested to see the reverse construction of doing a top down so that I can really decide which one I prefer. But I don't know, I'm loving, even though this is a striped yarn and the coloring is pretty dark, I'm still loving the texture in it and the way the texture is showing out. So pretty excited to get going on this. And of course, Harry Potter pattern, Harry Potter yarn. I mean, how can you go wrong there? So this is kind of more of my emergency knitting because it's small, very compact. I have it in this Knitting Nelly project bag that I absolutely love, even though it's not fall anymore. I love the colors and this cute little fox, and she has super cute stuff. So check her out. But it's very small and compact, so I usually keep it like in my car or in my work bag, you know, in case I'm somewhere and I end up with 5 extra minutes to do a row or two, because it really doesn't take long to get through a row on a sock. So that's been nice. I've just been trucking along little bits here and there. I think I was just starting this actual texture pattern off of the cuff at the beginning of the month, so I've made a bit of progress on it. I mean, I'm not knitting miles here, but you know, getting there. The other project I've been working on this month is one of my older whips. It's the first ever quilt top that I pieced, and I started it about 5.5 years ago, and then started hand quilting it and only made not even a block worth of quilting. So then it sat for forever. So now I've picked it back up, and so it's got these stars. I think there's 16 of them. I think it's 4x4, and then it's just got this big edging on it, and then the binding is gonna be this same red, but I'm just doing little, it's not the best hand quilting. You can see this is my thread because I was working on it just the other day, but it's not showing up great. But doing little hand quilting, nothing super special. I have patterns done out for the blocks. I'm shadowing these stars, and then I have a little easy flower kind of motif that goes in here, and then these kind of, I don't know if you can see, kind of petal here, and then I was just doing a simple cross in these squares, but I'm really not sure what I'm gonna do over here in this big border section because it's so big and open. So still thinking of ideas for that. If you have any great ones, let me know. But at this rate, it might be another 10 years before I get there, so we'll see. But I'm really enjoying the slow pace of it, the rhythm of the, you know, hand stitching. I didn't struggle too much to where I never wanted to pick it back up again, but I had a hard time. I wasn't in the rhythm quite yet when I first picked it up, and was quilting on it for the first time, and now I'm feeling like it's a lot easier to get into a good rhythm. I haven't really been trying to stack a ton of stitches on my needle. If you hand quilt, you'll know what I'm talking about, but I usually do about 2, unless it's like a thicker, harder section, and then I'll just do a simple one. But really enjoying that. I've only got to work on it about 2 or 3 days so far this month, but I already finished up a whole other block section, so making some good progress. So that's it really for my projects. I have been working on my project Life. I'm about 2.5 years behind. I think I'm working on my 2016 album, but I'm trying to kind of systematically jump ahead in everything. So I'm doing all of my cards and journaling and adding all of my extra embellishes in my 2016, but I've already got all of my pictures printed and placed into pages, so I'm basically just filling in blank and adding details. And then I'm working on getting my 17 and 18 set up that way. So I've got about half of 2017 printed and placed, and then I've got from that spot in 2017 on all the pictures kind of separated out by month, and then I go back in and I pick out my favorites, and then I edit them and set them all up for printing, and then I do a big print, cut everything up, put it all in, so that when I have time I can just go in and place some cards here and there, add some details, add some journaling, hopefully get myself caught up. I'm hoping to be caught up at least to 2019 by the end of the year. I don't think that I'll probably be caught up to the spot in the year. I don't think I'll, like, in December of 2019, I'll be at December of 2019, but I'm hoping to at least get to the year by the end of the year. So if you do Project Life, let me know below. Let me know if you're caught up, if you're behind, if you work on where you're at right now, because I thought about just, you know, picking up, you know, and doing, like, now is January 2019, so let me do last month of 2018, get that all done, everything's fresh in my mind, everything is good, and then once that's done, I can go back and do, you know, extra stuff from the past. But then I thought, well, then I'll just get even further behind, and that'll all get further away, and I'll forget more, and I'll have less to put in. So I'm trying this way. We're gonna see how it goes. But if you do Project Life, let me know. I'm thinking about adding it to the blog, doing a little section on it, you know, maybe some process stuff, maybe how I'm setting up my organization to catch up, or to do it when you don't have a lot of time for it, because it's not the sole project that I do, it's not the only craft I do, and I work full-time. I'm doing all these other things, so I'm thinking about doing Project Life for somebody with a little more limited time. So let me know what you think about that below. I did also pick up my 2019 planner for the year. I went ahead and ordered a pre-done planner. The last 2 years I've done bullet journals, and I loved it. I loved the freedom of it. I could put in whatever I needed, make sections of lists, because I'm a list maker and I have to get everything out of here or it drives me crazy and I lose it, and then I think about it at 3 in the morning and it's just a mess. So I loved that, but I didn't dedicate enough time to it. And then if I didn't have layouts done ahead, you know, for the following week or 2 weeks or next month, then I didn't end up putting stuff in there. And then I just kind of, if I didn't have enough time to sit down and do it, I'd set it aside and I wouldn't use it. So it kind of defeated the purpose of it. And I didn't want to go ahead and fill out an entire year of layouts ahead of time, because that also kind of defeated the purpose. So as much as I loved it, I just didn't have the time for it. So I went ahead and got a pre-done one. I did an Erin Condren planner. I personalized it just a little bit, just color selection, name, color of the binder, or the binding, and then I added a couple of things in there, and this is really working out well for me. I'm enjoying it. It's already done. I can just flip to wherever I need, fill in what I need. I do wish that it had a little more like extra stuff in the back for notes and lists and stuff, because I feel like I've already kind of dedicated all of the pages in the back. But that's not a huge issue, you know. I can use sticky notes. There's at the end of each month or the beginning, however you want to think about it. Like, this is where January starts. So before it is a whole page that I can list something out if I need to. So it's gonna work for what I need for the year. I did do a really crude unboxing when I first got it, because I was so excited to set it up, and so I was like, oh, I better just record this real quick and then I can get going on it. And I have it. I think I might just put it up for a bonus on Wednesday. I'll probably add a little new video like at the end of it. I'll do the really terrible unboxing video, and then I'll do one kind of like this where I'll run through it and talk about what I've liked and not liked so far and just my thoughts on it, kind of a unboxing / review of the first month of it. But I'm liking having it. It's working well. It's nice to have stuff already in there so that I can just find what I need and fill it out. I did go ahead and get these fun little pins. They're super fine and they're 18 colors. And I just got these on Amazon and they were like 10 bucks and they write really well. They write super fine. I haven't seen any bleeding through on my pages. So I'm really enjoying these, really, for a $10 purchase. So I will link these down below if you want to grab yourself a pack. Super easy and fun little colors here. Makes it easy for color coding stuff, so I know this is a blog thing, and this is for the kids, this is work related, this is, you know, a personal appointment. So that really makes things nice having this. And I think that's all of my projects. January's been a pretty good month. I can't believe it's already almost over. Today's the 26th while I'm recording this, and that blows my mind that it's this far in January of 2019 already. But what can you do? Just keep going with it, I guess. I did do a 60-hour fast like the second week of January, I think. It was this keto thing. I'm not really doing keto, especially like we are trying to eat a little bit better, but nothing specific. But this girl that I've known for forever does keto, sells keto, shares keto recipes, all of that type of stuff, and she was talking about doing it. I've seen that she does it once a month, which blows my mind, but I did it. You know, they send you these keto drink packs that you drink on a schedule, and then that and water is what you have for 60 hours. You start at like 9 one night, so really you're like sleeping the first portion, and then the way that it ends up, you end at 9 in the morning on a day. So that's nice. So it's not like you have to wait a whole day and then eat at the end of the day, because that's kind of crappy. But I mean, it was interesting. I learned a lot about myself. I'm proud of myself because I completed it. And overall, it really wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be. I thought it was going to be much more difficult. I thought that it was going to be much more of a challenge mentally, that I was going to have to talk myself down a lot and be like, you're really not as hungry as you think you are, and you're just bored, and you're just blah, 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 and if you stop thinking about it. But it really wasn't that bad. Kyle was working. I was busy running the kids around and drinking my drinks, and yeah, I mean, it wasn't terrible. I'm probably not going to do it monthly, but it's not something I'd never say no to again. So that was an interesting experience. Yeah, just something interesting that we did this month. Otherwise, we've mostly been doing school stuff. Evelyn added an extra day at one of her schools. She's doing 2 different preschools, so that's added a little bit more running around. And then getting this blog back off the ground and working and getting as many projects in as I can. We got a new water heater put in, which is good. We needed it. Our old one was like literally splitting down the back, and we were getting water all over the floor, and we were trying to figure out where it was coming from and what was causing it. I mean, we knew it was the water heater, but we were keeping an eye on it, and it just kept getting worse and worse. And that's down in the basement where most of my craft storage has been, so that kind of forced me to bring more stuff up to the craft room, which was stuff that I was planning on moving anyways, but it just kind of forced me to get it, which was nice because a lot of it was my quilty boxes or my cotton cuts subscription boxes, because I had received all of them, got excited, checked them all out, did pictures on Instagram, and then they got boxed back up and put in the basement because at the time I didn't have a space. I didn't have a craft room to put them in, anything really to do with them, and I wanted to not lose everything, so they just kind of stayed in their boxes. So I spent part of this last week unboxing those, sorting everything, putting all my fabric together, and I am now super excited to be doing some sewing projects. I really want to get some sewing going. I haven't done any in the new room yet. I have a very crude setup, but it's a setup and it's got its own space, so I'm excited to get going on that. And I've got some exciting stuff coming up in February, so remember to check the blog on every Monday. I usually post around 2 new posts every week. And then Wednesdays, I think, are going to be my bonus days. So if I've got something bonus to throw up, I will. My February podcast like this will be on the last Wednesday of the month. I'm planning to do the planner, unboxing, review, whatever, on a Wednesday, probably this Wednesday. And I think I'm going to do a craft room tour. I recorded one a while ago, so a little bit's changed since then, but I think I might just run through that, where we're at, what our plans are, if you're interested in seeing the space. So keep an eye out and enjoy the rest of your month. Bye, guys.